Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Back to my channel. It is your girl, Messy Street Studio. Yes, and today, why I eat my noodles, and I'm gonna try to talk more than I eat because I know that a lot of y'all like, well, why are you eating? You was doing this and you was eating. Why do we eat? Because I'm hungry, right? So good. So anyway, I want to talk about the experience I had when I was dating this guy. He was actually a bodybuilder, and I met him online. So I met him online, right, guys? And we met up, and I went to his place. And you know what I'm saying? We was just talking or whatever, getting to know each other. He told me that he worked at one of the vitamin stores. And, we was talking or whatever. And, he was a pretty nice guy. He was a pretty nice guy. He wasn't a bad guy, but I knew that it wasn't going to last. Because when he started talking about his girlfriend that he had and how she was unalive. She OD'd. This guy, let me tell y'all something. He was so depressed. I mean, like, the depression was real. Like, that depression, I was like, I said, why? I even asked, I was like, why don't you go get therapy? He was like, I don't have time. I said, no, you have time. I said, you need to take time. I said, you need to take time and get some therapy. I said, you need to take time, dude. I said, and get some therapy. I said, because you can't go on like that. I told him, I said, you just gonna beat yourself up every day. And he was like, that people were saying that it was, I had actually talked to people. I thought this one girl that actually dated him. And I was telling her, I was like, girl, I think he got a kind of infatuation with you, girl. I said, he showed me pictures of you and stuff like that. And I said, she said, he didn't tell him. He said, he better not tell. He said, he didn't tell you that I cheated. She said, I never cheated on him. I was like, no, not like that. I said, he was just showing me your picture like he was like really proud. She was like, oh, okay. So, let me tell y'all something. I told you he was a bodybuilder. When I tell you this dude, he was cute too. When I tell you this dude's thigh was like his thighs were like big and muscular. And he was telling me that he was going off because he was taking steroids. And he said he was taking off from, doing that. But I didn't like it, y'all. The reason why I didn't like it is because most of the time I came over there, like he had the little bottles of steroids, and then he would leave the needles around all used up and stuff. And I told him, I was like, why don't you put that? I said, why don't you dispose that, put that away? I said, I hope you ain't using the same one. Oh no, he said, I just had got off for working out real tired. I was like, well, can you put that somewhere? And then on top of that, he said that the mice was eating his that he had mice and they were eating his what you call it? Because they had steroid shots and steroid pill, and the mice were eating the pill. I told my son, I said, that's why that mice, when he ran across that floor, like, he was like, then running across that floor. I was like, no. So I was like, I said, this right here. And then on top of that, it was like a rooming place that he was living at. So like, it was like other people, it was like other men in there. And I was like, And then we would always get arguing, y'all. Like, it was always an argument. Because he would like always be depressed about this lady. And like one time he like really broke it down of like what happened. He was like, because he used to take care of her. I was like, that's nice. He was like, yeah. He said, but like, he was like, she was crazy. He was like, she would sleep with a knife next to her, the bed on the stand, on the nightstand. She would have a knife there. He was like, you know, she was into drugs. You know, she had a drug problem. And I was like, well, when did you find out that? He was like, wait. He said, I'm getting to it. I'm like, so he was like that they found a girl behind some kind of store on the railroad tracks. And she was gone. And he said after that, he said he's just been so depressed since. I was like, dude, I said, you gotta get some help. I told him. He said, I know. He said, I'm trying. He said, but it's hard. He said, I really loved her. He said, like, you don't understand. I said, I do understand. He said, you don't understand. He said, like, I did everything for her. He said she couldn't really do a lot of stuff for herself. So I actually found a girl. And she had a son and everything. She was pretty too. She was really pretty. She was dark skinned, so. And so I went on her page, but on her page I didn't see anything that I ain't really see anything that would hint to me that she was going through that at all. And then when I talked to other people were telling me that he had her on that stuff. Like, he's the one that introduced her to that stuff. And he had her on that stuff to control her. So I'm like, I said, I don't know. I said, but this definitely ain't gonna work because, dude, it's been that long. The girl had been gone for years, y'all. She had been gone for years. And he was still there. That's why I'm telling you, you can't tell somebody how long they have to get over somebody. He probably never, the way he was looking, he probably never get over that girl. Never. And I remember one time after I left him, right? Because I just told him, I was like, I think it'd be better. Because one night we had got arguing. And you know what? I just left. And the buses down there was crazy. So I just left and I caught me a bus back home. And then I had called him to see, if everything was okay. And I just told him, he was like, I ain't tell you to leave. I was like, but you were acting like such a dean back here. I was like, look, I said, this ain't gonna work. I said, you need to get help. I said, I'm gonna pray for you. He was like, what you doing? I said, I'm gonna pray for you that, you know what I'm saying, that everything works out. I said, but I can't be around that type of stuff. I said, because I'm down here trying to get my life together. I said, and I don't need that kind of drama and stuff that you got going on. You can't get over this girl, and you just haven't been able to get over her. I said, but I pray for you. And that was the end of that with him. But yeah, when I tell you, I've seen people depressed, but that's the first time I ever seen somebody actually depressed over a girlfriend or a loss of a girlfriend or what have you. That's the first time that I had seen that. I know y'all like, why you do that? Cause it's an ant. It's an ant. It's ants. So yeah, that's just what it was with him. He wasn't a bad guy. He just had a lot of problems. He had a problem of depression, and he really needed therapy. Because let me tell y'all, I forgot where I was, but one time I had seen him driving, because I knew his car and everything. I had seen him driving, and you could just tell he was just so sad. You know what I'm saying? He just looked so defeated. And I was like, dang, I was like, is he ever gonna get over her? He might not ever get over that lady. Because he said that he did everything for her. Like, he said he really loved her. Like, he did everything for her. And he was telling me how she used to be jealous of him. When he started, like, really working out and bulking up. And he was like, one time he tried to go outside with his shirt off. And she was like, no, you better put your shirt on. So, yeah, but that's why that didn't last. That's why that relationship did not last at all. At all. Good. So, if you ever come across a man or a woman like that, I would say let them heal first. Let them heal first, because I'm telling you, if you don't, you're going to be arguing all the time, because I'm telling y'all, all he wanted to talk about is her. The whole time. The whole time, all he wanted to talk about is her. And how a relationship was. But you know what, y'all? I let him vent. You know what I'm saying? I let him vent. Because I was like, if this man is this depressed, he hasn't got everything he need to say off of his chest. So I let him vent to me. I let him vent. But it came to the point where it was just like, why am I here? You know what I'm saying? I need some lotion. Like, why am I here? You know what I'm saying? Why am I here? Y'all, if y'all don't have any lotion and you get husky and you somewhere, just put water on it. That's all you gotta do. Just put some water on it. Put that water on it. That water on it. Yeah, put that water on it. Yeah, so I was like, I was thinking, like, why am I here? That's why I asked him one day. I was like, why am I here? For what? So you can just talk about your girlfriend all the time? I said, that's what you think this is gonna be about? You talking about your girlfriend all the time? Is that what this is about? You just want somebody you can lay all your problems on and tell all your problems on while you secretly fantasize about her? So I was like, nah. But I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to get over it. I don't know if he's going to be able to he might not ever be able to get over it. But if he wants to start a new relationship with somebody, dude, you're going to have to get over it. You're going to have to man up, get some therapy, talk to somebody. Because look, when he was telling me all that stuff, y'all, I wasn't no therapist. I didn't even know how to respond. I was just like, yeah. I'm like, oh man, that's so sad. I didn't really have any experiences like that before. So I really couldn't grasp, or I really couldn't, what am I trying to say? I really couldn't connect with him when he was saying all that. I'm just like, all I can say is, oh, that's so sad. Oh, that's so sad. I really couldn't give him no advice but to go to therapy, because I'm like, dude, I'm not a therapist. And that's how I was beginning to feel. You know what I'm saying? I was beginning to feel like in this little whatever, if you want to call it a relationship, a friendship, or whatever we had, I was beginning to feel like I was the therapist and that it was my job to tell this dude what to do. It was my job to give him all this advice and stuff, knowing that in the end it wasn't going to work anyway, because on top of that, he needed therapy. On top of that, he needed to deal with his depression. Because just because you go to therapy does not mean that therapist is going to help with every other problem you have. Does not mean that there are therapists for different things. And maybe he just needed somebody to talk to. But maybe for depression, there's another therapist that works better and talks that you can do, or you can go to, that works better with talking with people that have that depression. One therapist, that's why they have different kind of therapists. Why do you think they have different kind of therapists? Like I told you about that BetterHelp. They have different kind of therapists because people deal with different kind of things. People deal with different kind of disorders. So he might have went to one therapist, but that might not be able to help his depression. You know, on top of that, and then on top of that, he had the thing with the steroids. So on top of that's why I forgot to tell y'all. So, you know, before I even left, and I was like, you know what, this is not working. I actually seen how them people, when they're trying to knock themselves off the steroids, he was getting roidy up in there. Roids, like a roid rage. And I was like, nah. I said, I'm not feeling this. Like, I said, no, I cannot do this. I can't do this with this dude. Because when I tell you, he was getting just so angry and so agitated and so mad. I was like, what if this dude haul off and hit me? And I told him about that day too. I was like, I said, you know what? I said, you act really crazy when you're coming down. He was like, yeah. He said, I know. He said, it's crazy, it's crazy. I was like, yeah. I said, well, what if you take your anger out on me and knock me out? He was like, oh no. He was like, nah. He said, I don't hit women. He said, I would never do that. He said, I would never do that. I was like, yeah, okay. I said, you probably wouldn't do it. I said, but those roids probably could make you do it. He was like, no. He said, I have more self-control. He said, I would never put my hands. I would never, hit no lady. He said, that girl I was with, he said, I never laid hands on her ever. But I'm like, yeah, you saying that, but she's not here to be in this room to say, hey, he has laid his hands on me. She wasn't there. So I can't really say that you didn't put your hands on her or not. You're telling me this. But she's not here to tell her side of the story, how the relationship was, because she's not here anymore. So I was just like, yeah. When I tell you he was coming down off of those roids, I was like, oh man. I said I had to get the hell out of there, yeah. He was a nice guy, but he just had so many issues. Like he just had so many issues. And then when I told my brother, one of my brothers about it. I told him. And he was like, yeah, he said, I seen him. He was like, don't mess with him. I said, word? He was like, yeah, don't mess with him. He said, he really childish. He said, I seen him in the club. He said, and the way he act, he said, he got a childish mind. He got like a kid mind. He said, yeah. He said, don't talk to him. I was like, okay. So I was like, yeah, but, I was like, so y'all, that was my story. You know what? That was it. I'll call y'all back.